It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people who supposed talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. Politico, this one not day off in mind. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk, but thank God say
good evening to you. Good afternoon to you. Good morning to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Mayegun La.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe àní Mayegun máa wí.
Thank you for joining me.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary politico. Godfatherism.
In the whole of Akwa Ibom, the number of witches and wizards that we have presently, not everybody can talk about that. Because this is a serious power. We have 2.3 million witches and wizards in Akwa Ibom. 2.3 million.
We'll come back to talk about that. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. In fact, invite the Nigerian civil servants. Maybe they haven't seen this. Nigeria is broke, and it will touch everybody. It will touch everybody one by one before everyone comes to reality that, oh boy, it will touch everybody. Whether now witches and wizards they do them. They tell me say population of the entire Akwa Ibom is 3.92 million people, which means that if 2.3 million are witches and wizards, wahala day. But we'll come back to that. So this is a serious matter. When I say Nigeria is broke, yes, it may sound kind of pedestrian to many, but you should also know what is the after effect or the consequences of that, and who pays when Nigeria is broke. It starts with many of you actually put in some work called government agents. It starts with you. A circular sent out by the finance department, you know what I mean? Finance and account of a department, especially the police. They sent this out. They said, envisage delay in payment of December 2021 salary, a cautionary advice. Due to the current trends of shortfall in budgetary allocations and its attendant effects on payment of salaries in recent times across various MDA. You know, MDAs are called ministries, departments, and agencies, okay? So the management wish to regrettably inform all staff that there might be an envisaged delay in payment of December 2021 salary in the center. Accordingly, all staff are advised to be cautious in spending their November 2021 salary and to make provisions for Christmas celebration therefrom. 2, it is noteworthy that while it is important to issue this advice, staff are hereby assured that the center is doing everything within its capacity to forestall unnecessary delays. The the content of this circular should be treated with seriousness it deserves. Don't worry, Dr. S.A. Adegoke, I go help you explain to them the seriousness. You are in big trouble. Let's use layman explanation. Nigeria has borrowed itself out of existence, and all thanks to Buhari and APC. Egbekegbe. You might want to ask yourselves, where is the money going to before the money stopped coming in? Well, most of your money goes into funding what is called recurrent expenditures. Recurrent expenditures are expenditures like building 14-bed clinic, VIP clinic with 21 billion naira, or renovating the National Assembly with 130 billion naira, and then funding the lifestyle of people who are less than 1,000 with almost 500 billion naira. Also, you know, this is where your money goes to in a nutshell. All right. Now, you have run out of money. They said 33% of you are unemployed. Put that into number as well for you to understand the context very well. Put that unemployment percentage into a figure and let's work with it. 33%, some said no, Mayegun, it's actually about 40%. Some said, Mayegun, it's more than 70%. Let us use their own statistic to explain to you the calamity where they come so. No be only December salary, you know, go collect to. Now, so go they skip, I will explain. Now, a broke country who now goes borrowing and has a population of 200 million, where 40% of them are unemployed, they put that into a figure for us, and it actually came to 83 million people unemployed. 83 million people, 8 and 3 million. Really? Now, a country that is broke and this workforce continue to dwindle, people who pay tax continue to reduce, and the economic power of the people, they continue to take that away through the devaluation of your money. All this still come back to you. Now, it has now gotten to a stage that the government, whenever your government make 100 naira, they have to use like 99 naira to service the bisi they are borrowing, the money they are borrowing. That comes back to you, which simply means more businesses will be forced to pay more taxes. Well, few businesses, so to say. So as the money dwindles, so with the free flow of the salary or gauta, you know, whether Nigeria make money, Nigeria no make money, I go collect my own salary, is about to get to you. And it's coming this December. So I just thought you should know. Nigeria is broke. Nigeria is broke. We talk about, it's not to your own criminal leaders. Because, yeah, Nigeria is broke. Nigeria is broke because of them. So today in Lagos, they brought Buhari to Lagos, right? And in order to renew their allegiance and what have you, because it is like playing your last card. Let me say this to you, some of you who probably should know. The reason that is left for Tinubu and gang, that they are still stomaching a lot of denigration that they have been meted with since they parlayed with this Buhari and gang. The only thing that they are waiting for is the opportunity to become the next president. That will be the consolation for what they planned when they went into an alliance with Buhari and gang. So in order to continue to renew that, whatever is going on, whatever everyone is facing down south, up north, everywhere in Nigeria, they just have to stand behind the devil. So they brought him to Lagos. He said Baba Akande wrote a book. Yesterday was Laya Muhammad's 70th birthday. Someone told me to, Mayegun, are you not going to go live? Let us wish Mayegun, I mean, let's wish Laya Muhammad happy birthday. I was like, come on, you know. But again, they brought Buhari to Lagos, even though 35 Nigerians were burned to ashes on Monday, 4 days ago. From Abuja to Sokoto, that might be too kind of dangerous and far. So he was in Lagos. And the Lagosians, they were there to tell him that they love him. You know why? Because since Nigeria, since the creation of Nigeria, according to Tinubu and gang in Lagos, yeah, there is nobody that has loved Nigeria the way Buhari has loved Nigeria. And they are solidly behind him, solidly, strongly. But I've just told you why. And you also know why they are not really trusted. Because same reason why they are pretending to agree with him or agree with them and what is going on right now in Nigeria is because of the consolation they are waiting to get. And Buhari and Gag, they know that. But it's better that way. So they brought him to Lagos and they told him that they love him. They love him. We love you because you love Nigeria. Ask yourselves, now so then they treat something with person love. Look at Nigeria and look at the lovers of Nigeria. Is that how to treat something you love? Well, again, since they have turned them, they used to be, you know, in Yoruba land, they used to be those who people thought, because they were in opposition, right? So they used to be the biggest, the loudmouth, the people with the biggest ideas. They were betrayed and all of that stuff. And therefore, you know, they loved Yoruba land. And it's been 7 years now, almost 7 years under this draconian murderous system or regime. They cowered. So they brought him to Lagos. Let me see if I can see those clips. First, sorry, they are like short clips, okay? Just listen to what they have to say when they brought Buhari to Lagos. Well, that was the airport. Then they called, I think it was Steve Numbu.
Integrity.
It should be.
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. Please, thank you. Thank you.
Bisi Akande, the former governor of Osun State, wrote a book. And the book is about democracy and Nigeria. Well, about his life too. So Tifnumbu had some add-on.
The connection I share with Chief Bisi Akande is long-standing and broad. We have been fellow travelers in the struggle for democracy and progressive governance. We also share similar background in accounting and finance. We both honed our accounting skill in oil companies. Chief Bisi Akande in British Petroleum, I myself in ExxonMobil, before our foray into politics. The book, my participations.
There's a lot, but I'm just going to give you the jara. Then the money queen himself, he also has something to say about the youth in Lagos. So, where is that?
It is common knowledge that Akande was the victim, along with other AD governors, of a diabolical double cross.
I think that was where they were taking a diss at Obasanjo. I'll come back to that.
Integrity. On page 400 of his book, he wrote, and I quote, "I never gave to or demanded bribe from anyone all my life," unquote. A perfect gentleman, a perfect public officer. There is a famous Hausa saying, I quote, "Labarin zuciya a tambayi fuska." Loosely translated, it means, if you want to know what is in a man's heart, watch his face. Akande has a permanent smile on his face.
And he also added that Akande, Bisi Akande, is somebody he can go into the jungle with. And the jungle is Nigeria. The jungle they've turned Nigeria to, or the jungle they plan to turn Nigeria to in 2015. Well, not just that. I think he added this too.
The jungle ways. This book is a historical document. Students will find this an invaluable source of Nigeria's politics, notably between 1999 and 2020. I recommend this book to students and the general public. Thank you, and may God bless Bisi Akande, and may God bless the. It is common knowledge that Akande was the victim, along with other AD governors, of a diabolical double cross. Yes, a diabolical double cross, which ended his gubernatorial career. Only the steadfast Asiwaju Bola Tinubu escaped the electoral massacre. Only the steadfast Asiwaju Bola Tinubu escaped the electoral massacre masterminded by President Obasanjo. Desperately.
That's what they did in Lagos today. Then they took him to commissioned boats, made in Nigeria boats. Then they were back to Abuja. But while all that was going on, 15 people were massacred. 15 worshippers were massacred in a church in Niger State. I think I have a name here. Let's see. 15 people. There's also a commissioner, a Kaduna commissioner that was also assassinated. They said he was assassinated by the bandits in his own house. So as they were all in Lagos, laughing. So the area is called the Bare Village, Mashegu local government area of Niger State. 15 worshippers in the church slaughtered, killed by the terrorists. And then just same way they did on Monday when they slaughtered travelers. They set them all ablaze. So those who came out of the fire, who ran out of the van, they were being shot. And those were the ones that were like facing outside the bus. 42 people set ablaze in the bus. Why? Right? So it is so unfortunate. However, there is this other part which talks about the injustice. Just like Nnamdi Kanu, Igboho, and so many people who are being persecuted by Nigerian government using their judicial system, their police and the rest. Harassing, brutalizing, assaulting, even killing Nigerians who have taken a different stand to what this criminal government quite dear, Omoyele Sowore was in court yesterday. And this is in continuation of his fight. As Nigeria continue to say they are holding him in Abuja because they are investigating him and his connection to terrorism, which they have not been able to actually prove anything. They took his phone. So the court said they should give him back his phone. And then the court also awarded the 2 million naira in damages against the same DSS. It is the same DSS that the court awarded a penalty of damages of 20.2 billion naira. In the case of Sunday Igboho, right now they are running away from courts in Abia, where Nnamdi Kanu is challenging them for the same thing, infringing on his fundamental human rights. The assault, the torture, the brutalization, even the killings of people around them. These are being challenged because of the brutality of a criminal government you have in Nigeria. So Sowore continue to fight through their legal system. And it's been a torturous 4 years, if we have to pick it from where it all started from. And another 3 years after the 2019 shambolic election. So Sowore put something together I would like to share with you. Just a reminder.
Federal government versus Omoyele Sowore. Systematic incarceration. Since his unlawful abduction in the midnight of August 3rd, 2019 by Nigeria's Department of State Services, DSS, it has been an unending web of confusion among the state actors. Few days after, the DSS wrote an application to the Federal High Court to keep Sowore in custody for 45 days, pending investigations. This application was granted by the court, headed by Justice Taiwo. On September 24, 2019, the Federal High Court granted Sowore bail and ordered his immediate release. But the DSS disobeyed the court order and refused to release Sowore. In response to this, Sowore's legal team filed a notice of contempt of court against the DSS. Few days later, Sowore was rearraigned He pleaded not guilty on all charges and was granted bail by Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu. The bail conditions was the sum of 100 million naira, his international passport, restricted movement to Abuja only, and indefinite press gag. On November 6, 2019, Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu gave release order to the DSS and fixed February 11, 2020 as the next adjourned date for the trial. On December 4, 2019, after meeting the new bail conditions, Omoyele Sowore was granted bail. Interestingly, Sowore was violently rearrested at the court by the DSS on December 6, 2019.
They pulled out their guns within the court, put me in a chokehold, and tried to kill me inside the court.
This rearrest led to massive protests from people asking the government to obey court order. Justice Inyang Ekwo fixed December 23rd for hearing dates from the DSS and the Attorney General of the Federation to argue why Sowore should not be released. After so many back and forth, Sowore was released from DSS custody on the order of the Attorney General of the Federation on December 24, 2019. But he remains restricted to Abuja and his international passport was seized. In February 2020, the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation took over Sowore's case and amended the charges to rearrange Sowore and Olawale Bakare. The judge ordered federal government to pay 200,000 as the cost to the defendant for the frivolous application for adjournment, as the case was adjourned to February 13, 2020. On February 13, 2020, at the hearing, the court adjourned the case yet again to March 11th, 12th and 13th, 2020 for lack of video evidence by the prosecution team. At this point, it was evident the government had no case and was wasting public resources to keep the case going. On March 11, 2020, the trend continues yet again as prosecution failed to produce witness statements to the defendant. The case was adjourned till April 1st, 2020. The trial was further delayed because of the global COVID-19 pandemic. Sowore's trial was scheduled to resume in October 2020, but did not because of COVID concerns. The court stated that it would be impossible to restrict social distancing measures because too many individuals had showed up to watch the proceedings. When the case resumed in December 11, 2020, the court rejected an application filed by the government to be allowed to mask all witnesses that are billed to testify against Sowore. Again, the court adjourned the case to January 25th, February 4th and 5th, 2021. On January 25th, 2021, the case was then stalled because of the death of a judge at the Abeokuta division. On February 4th, 2021, the court awarded 150,000 naira against Olawale Bakare, the co-defendant of Sowore. The court also declined to revoke Sowore's bail as requested by the government. The case was then adjourned till April 28th and 29th, 2021. In April, the trial could not hold because the judicial workers were on strike. When the case restarted in July, Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu would no longer preside over the case. She was transferred to Cross River State and would no longer continue, although she would continue with other cases. On November 15, 2021, Sowore was supposed to take a fresh plea before Justice Obiora Egwuatu, who has just been assigned the case. But again, the case was adjourned till March 2022. It has been over 2 years and the wait is still on. Government continues to waste resources to hold an innocent man against his will. We hope justice will one day prevail.
Hope. I decided to share that video because he gave us the timeline and the pattern of what they do when they use their legal. First, they will use their police to lock you up, reject or let me say disobey court orders. Then they can then start playing hide and seek, because the thing there is that they can hold you down that way legally. It's another instrument they use. Capture the person, hold them against their will for some times, then free them and say you are investigating them for terrorism. They said they are investigating Sowore for terrorism. Do you know that is also what they said they are holding Nnamdi Kanu for? Terrorism. Do you know that is what they declared Igboho wanted for? Terrorism. What do all these people have in common? If I may ask you, what do you think they all have in common? They all disagree with the system, the current rigged system of Nigeria. They all disagree. That's what they have in common. And if you look at the Nnamdi Kanu's case as well, it's the same pattern. On the day of court appearance, they may tell you that the lawyer is not feeling fine. He didn't show up. Prosecution lawyer didn't come. Oh, they didn't have fuel in their cars to bring the defendant to court. All these are mechanisms. Then until they can put together stringent bail conditions, just same pattern, no justice. No matter how long they want to hold everyone down, it's something that is quickly crippling in. Even Sheikh Gumi, Sheikh Gumi, just came out 2 days ago and he said, ladies and gentlemen, Mukadam ati everybody, you no longer represent the Fulani terrorists anymore. Said, I am no longer speaking for them. I am no longer representing them. I am no longer visiting them. I value my life and I don't want to die like Agbalumo. Sheikh Gumi doesn't want to die like Agbalumo. The man that said, yes, they commit a small crime. They are not criminals. They are not terrorists. They may be carrying out act of terrorism, but they are not terrorists. Now that the net don't they close, the gap don't they close. Somehow, Gumi said he's no longer speaking for them, since the entire Nigeria wants to call them terrorists now. It all boils down to the same thing. We should stop pretending as if this is not happening, right? The injustice that is being meted on those, especially on those who speak out, the injustice, people being set up, people being picked up, people being trying to be silenced, and the rest of that. Why those who have the money, those who have the power, who have the might, continue to try to muzzle down, thinking that everybody is safe. Even Sheikh Gumi, no choco. Some of you are surprised, Abby. Don't you know that those people who are being killed in Nigeria, when we're growing up, they are considered as, if you die anyhow, that means you just die like Agbalumo. You don't want to die young like Agbalumo. Agbalumo always die young. You know why? The moment, how many of you know Agbalumo? Because I don't even know what I'm going to call it in English now. That's the problem. Some of the people hearing Agbalumo. They don't know I'm talking about a fruit. So help me. Who knows agbalumo? What is agbalumo in English or in French or German, where have you? I grew up in the, I grew up in a small town, and I grew up on a farm. Sherry, God bless you. I see how easy it is. You see? But with the color agbalumo. So you see those sherry, yeah? For those of us who grew up on the farm, you don't get to see them most of the time when they are like coming out. You see, the moment you sight them, that means the moment they are already ripe, and then, And you see, when you catch agbalumo, they raise them, you don't wait. You open it up straight away. So now when you see agbalumo, whether not young or old, that's what you can call what is happening to people in Nigeria. How do you explain it? How? 42 people burnt alive, 15 people killed inside a church, 65 people kidnapped, 4 people killed inside the church, where they've released them, by the way, right? 33 soldiers killed in a space of 1 year by terrorists. Just yesterday, now, well, it's not even yesterday, today, they are just telling us that the Nigerian army, they rescued Nigerian police, 20 policemen from terrorists in Yobe. I told you yesterday that the Boko Haram terrorists, the bandits, the Fulani terrorists, they have taken over Yobe and the community in Yobe, including the police station. They removed the Nigerian flag there. They put their own flag. Now, they didn't tell us that the 20 policemen in that town, they rounded them up and they kidnapped them. But there's a breaking news that Nigerian soldiers, they rescued 20 policemen from Yobe. That's it. Do you get it? That's it. If you don't get it, forget it. Forget about it. That's how they deal with them in Nigeria. 20 policemen rescued from bandits. This one happened here. That one happened here. In Sokoto, the Sultan of Sokoto said he's not afraid to die. And nobody should be killed in their own place of worship. Nobody should be killed because they are Christians. But they say all these things. There is no action that follows that. Buhari that should use the resources of states to go after the real terrorists. Now, let me ask you this question, okay? Let's put it this way. If government knows that they have no hand in the insecurity in Nigeria, because you know what that insecurity has done to you? It has crippled your economy. It has raised Nigeria as a red flag country. Okay? Forget about the red list for now, about the COVID, Omicron, and where have you. Just leave that aside. I'm talking about economically worldwide. Nigeria is number 2 most terrorized people in the whole world. Nigerians, then Nigeria as a country is number 2 in the terrorist index terrorist index country in the whole world. Number 2 after Afghanistan. Nigeria is next, right? Not just that, the most terrorized people in the entire Africa, they are Nigerians. Now you see these two, what do you call it? These two toga, they put you on the map when people are looking for where to put their money. They look around the globe. They look at the pecuniary problems of every area. They look at, if we invest here or there. So Nigeria, like the rest of the world, you are on that map. But when they pick on countries where terrorism is ruining things and nobody want to take their money there, Nigeria will pop up. You may not even understand what I'm saying, right? So terrorism, insecurity has completely removed Nigeria from countries where people can go and invest their money. And when people don't come in to invest in your country, there is no way you'll be able to actually create jobs or anything the way that it will match the growth, or let me say the birth rate or the growth of your people in that country. Put it this way, yeah. When you have less jobs and you have more people who need job, so that means you have more unemployment and you have more underpaying jobs. Now, if you look at the Africa index of where people go to and take their monies to, Egypt was number 6 in 2014. Nigeria was number 2. South Africa was number 1. In 2021, Egypt is now number 1 in Africa, where people take their money to. Nigeria is no longer in number 1 to 10 anymore. So if you want to put this side by side, unemployment in Nigeria, does that now make sense to you? Even if these fraudulent criminals, if they continue to tell you that they are creating Empower Job, they are creating N Network, N Digital, blah 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 blah. What's the other guy name? Festus Otobokeyamo, the warrior puppy, creating 774,000 jobs for 774 local government area. Those are not jobs that you can really say they are just bribes that didn't create anything. Now you have over 83 million of you. Look at that. Look at this screen. Look at your screen. Expo that Buhari went to in Dubai to go and talk to people to come and invest in Nigeria. Nigeria is good. Nigeria is a good place. Come blah, 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 blah. Look at the map. I just thought you should know. Even Ghana, that was number 3 under Akufo-Addo, they are now number 6. At least you can tell if you go to Ghana as well, people will tell you that unemployment is also increasing in Ghana, despite some of this news that we hear about Akufo-Addo. This tells, just look at that and then check what it is in your country and tell me if insecurity hasn't chased everyone away. So the only thing is that if the likes of Buhari genuinely, I wanted to ask you a question earlier. I said, if I put it to you, that if you have a choice to fix anything or stop this bleeding, stop this killing and this whole thing, right? And you have the opportunity of, we know that referendum is not asking for war. Asking to break away from a country or conduct a referendum shouldn't be an act of war. If you have any criminals who want to take advantage of that, the government genuinely can separate genuine people who want to talk about Biafra, who want to talk about Yoruba nation, who want to talk about regionalism, any other political interest they may have, which also kind of help and build democracy on its own. A genuine government, right? We know those who are doing that genuinely and those who are probably going to do it criminally. Abi? And they can separate criminals from genuine, genuine agitators, right? But in Nigeria, now, if you now have that, let's say you have that privilege of separating that and you have the resources to go after criminals, who would you deploy your resources to? Most of your resources of warfare, which of these would you deploy them to? Against terrorists who have vowed to Islamize Nigeria, and until that is done, until they use the sword or Quran to dip their Quran in the sea, in the southern Nigeria, until every part of Nigeria is ruled by their own type of Islam. And don't pretend about this, okay? Because that was the genesis of this whole thing. Boko Haram started killing simply because they felt like Nigeria must be Islamic caliphate. So don't pretend about that. Now, these guys who have now been in existence, activated for the past 12 years, if you have the resources as a person who wants to save lives, who would you deploy the resources after? Go after those who have continually killed, in thousands kidnapped, in tens of thousands every now and then, right? Or go after those who said, we have had enough. We must have a chat. We must have a conversation if we still want to be part of this country or we don't want to be part of it anymore. And if we want to be part of it, under what condition are we going to still continue to be part of it? This conversation, would you deploy your resources after them if you indeed love the people as a leader? Most people will tell me that they won't. They will go after the real terrorists. And who are the real terrorists? The real terrorists are those who have the audacity to take over communities in a country that was supposed to be a sovereign country. They took over communities. Thousands of them are now being controlled and commanded by them. People are paying taxes to them. And the only response from the government of Nigeria was that they are not different from the touts in southern Nigeria, who are forcing people, who are collecting money from people forcefully. In southern Nigeria, would you call them terrorists? That was what Elijah Muhammad said. Would you call those touts in southern Nigeria terrorists for forcefully collecting money from people? Would you call those who just kidnap people and then they are not declaring, they are not saying they want to break away from Nigeria? Would you declare them terrorists? You can, according to Elijah Muhammad, you should see them as simple criminals because they are not asking to break up Nigeria. Same thing that Kaduna Littlefinger said. He said the bandits, the Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram, they are better than IPOB. They said, why? He said, IPOB want to break Nigeria. Boko Haram and then Fulani terrorists, they want land. And they are also bringing religious ideology, which is up to Nigerians to agree with them or not to agree with them. But Biafrans want to break away from Nigeria. So they are more dangerous than Boko Haram. They are more dangerous than Fulani terrorists. Now, when you have resources, when you have people who control the resources that could at least keep people alive, so that people don't go to die like Agbalumo, die young like Agbalumo anyhow, right? When you have people who have that, who have power over that resources and they channel it elsewhere by criminalizing. That's why I said, look at Sowore, look at Nnamdi Kanu, look at Oloye Sunday Igboho, look at everybody being arrested and being kidnapped without any legal paper. Kidnapping them simply because they are suspected IPOB member. Those they have kidnapped and those they are still holding, and they charge them for terrorism in Yoruba land and the rest of them. Yeah. Look at including Omoyele Sowore and everyone they picked up with the revolution now. Go and look at the charge sheets. Go and look at the charge papers and check what they charged them for. Terrorism. And tell me if you have any court paper in Nigeria today, anywhere in Nigeria today, any court paper that you can see where any Fulani bandit, any Boko Haram terrorist is standing trial with the charges of terrorism. If you can see one for me, I would be so glad that for once something I've done so much to see, researched and look for everywhere, but I couldn't find any. Somebody else could find it. I'm throwing that to you now. If you can tell me if you have seen any in anywhere, it is the same pattern. It's just, that's why I said that number one, those who are indulging Buhari, especially the Southerners, I can't wait for January to come so quick. You know why? From January, which is just about 3 weeks away, from January 2022, once they begin to give their declaration, it will start with Tifnumbu. Once the reaction and everything starts, and it will begin to happen like, well, it won't be hard anyway, but it will begin to happen as if to say somebody prophesied them how they were going to happen. And that will be the chart from January next year. Some of you who are kind of being optimistic on the side, that maybe, just maybe, you know, something may happen. And then I don't know where that optimism is coming from, but I quite admire you. All right. That's why I said I wouldn't mind. I mean, sorry, I can't wait, rather. I can't wait for January to come here. And I won't jump the gun on that. So it's a matter of time before you all find yourselves asking for the same thing, that they use the instrument of state or the resources of their Nigeria to hold Omoyele Sowore hostage in Abuja, to hold Nnamdi Kanu hostage in Abuja, and at the same time to orchestrate the incarceration of Oloye Sunday Igboho in Benin Republic. It is just a matter of time. Some of those your leaders who are currently telling I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you to Buhari, their case will be like that of Abacha. I've told you before, in chaos, they reign. I'm going to tell you again. Someone was talking to me about Yoruba Nation and the people behind the Yoruba Nation advocacy. And in that conversation, it made me realize that, you see, Oloye Sunday Igboho's case is going to be a big eye-opener to so many of us. And it is already becoming one, especially the events that led to the emergence of Oloye Sunday Igboho in the struggle for the defense of Yoruba Nation, and how they took it and what it has turned to, and why most of what they tell us about his detention in Benin Republic are mostly not true. Someone was talking to me about that earlier today. Not because it is the first time, but it's pretty much the last time somebody like me would be so naive about the intention of people, especially when you say you are fighting for liberation of people who have been subjected to untoward generational hardship that has now created the future generation limitation and the rest of that. And this is completely a masked stuff. Sorry if I'm speaking in a way that you are like, what is my ego talking about? I don't understand. You're talking about Igbo or you're talking about Yoruba Nation? I'm talking about both. That's why I said January should come so quick, so that most of what we know that continue to contribute to the brick wall we have been meeting on the issue of Oloye Sunday Igboho, the personal vendetta, personal beef, and the rest of that, and all those personal clashes. Some of them you heard from Ninas, and you have been hearing the accusation and counter accusations. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe we would also wait till January until more comes out. You know why? A lot is done across board beyond what you and I could possibly even envisage or imagine, which led to the attempted assassination of Oloye Sunday Igboho, the international espionage operation that got Nnamdi Kanu kidnapped, and all this boiled down to their 2023 schemes, including the infiltration of those we also rely upon, we so trusted until now. So you remember when I raised the alarm? A quick one. Just a moment, sorry. I am reading a comment on there just before I continue, because there's something I want to add. You remember when I raised the concern, I would rather call it a concern, that whatever it is that they told Oloye Sunday Igboho's lawyer, there must be something. There must be something that Benin Republic said, oh, this is what we are investigating him for now. This is why we are still holding him. And to this day, no one has actually told us from those who are the legal team they put together, which we all kind of give credit to so far. But there's something in Yoruba, there's something they call Onshemi, Ongbami. Báwo la ṣe ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó ń ṣe ni, tó tún gbà ni. No one could tell us exactly why Benin Republic says, oh, this is why we are not doing anything. This is what we are investigating. And I raised that concern and I said, if his current legal team, if they are unable to actually get so close to him, because if this is not Joko, if I want to talk to him right here from Scotland, yeah, I can talk to him. I talk to him. And most of the time, everything that people have put out there, most of the things that people put out there, most of the appearances that people make in his name and the rest of them, and what they say, it will shock you that he never had any communication with most of them. That point. So I said, if there is something that we want to go out there and say, the world should hear also, it should be from those who are closer to him to say, look at this. Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria said they are holding him because he wants to break away from Nigeria, and he is the one who caused all of the wahala going on in Biafra land. So Biafrans and his lawyers, they are saying they are able to put together a defense which Nigeria is yet to allow them put forward. But in our own case, in Oloye Sunday Igboho's case, the effort you hear is, oh, we have spoken to the lawyer, we have spoken to this. In fact, somebody just told me, and they said there is this Omo Yoruba Tata, let me just give him that praise, who has decided, who stays in California, who also felt concerned that if his legal team have hit a brick wall, yeah, he personally will use his own resources to put together a new legal team. They said he's doing it on the side, though. I was also contacted when I raised that concern then, that what is going on? At least we should be able to say, okay, this is why Benin Republic is holding him. I asked Koiki, do you know why? Have they, as Benin Republic, told Igboho, this is why we are holding you? This is the offense. This is what you did. They said no. That as we speak, it's just a diplomatic conversation. I was like, he said that's what they told him. I was like, in any of this diplomatic conversation, are you privy to any of them genuinely to say, oh yeah, I remember there was a meeting that they called in Benin Republic. Oh, there's a meeting they called in Ibadan. I'm privy to that, because Igboho himself is not even aware of any of those. I'm saying this because 2021 is coming to an end, and the people who actually prefers it that way, because politically, yeah, somehow they have delivered. Politically, Igboho will not be a threat. So with no other young Yorubas, there will be real threats for their political dream in 2023. So when I raised that concern and I said, if there is any lacuna or any kind of legal pitfall they have reached, is there a way we can put together a new known legal team that will actually take a Benin Republic up, since it is now going to be Igboho versus Benin Republic? Take them to the ECOWAS court, get something against them, pick something, because you can't just lock somebody up without telling them what they have done. And the lawyers, people getting paid, no joke, people are being paid. No single one of them has come out to say this is exactly why they are holding him. And I do ask them when they talk to me, can they at least tell us why? Apart from us knowing that Nigeria said they declared him wanted. If Nigeria declared him wanted, and in the same Nigeria, there is a court judgment against the people who killed people in his house, the same judgment is still there. They haven't even lifted that up. So if the same Benin Republic that declared him wanted, that's why they are holding him, yeah? Is the same Benin Republic unable to read in English that a court in Nigeria has, somebody should be able to do that legally. That's the reason why I raised the concern the last time. But ladies and gentlemen, the moment like the one I'm doing right now, the moment I drop that statement, oh boy, people just went to work. I didn't know that so many people have opened shop on Igboho, Yoruba Nation, and all this. I am not ready to call anybody out yet, but I am more concerned about the man that gave up everything just to tell you and I that we can still save ourselves, save our land, and save whatever it is coming our way, whatever it is we need ourselves. He gave everything up. He has everything. He could probably just be enjoying himself like any of you. If you know what I done here, the moment I raised that, I didn't know that they opened shop on top Igboho. I didn't know that many people opened shop on top Yoruba Nation like that. No wonder somebody actually told a friend that, I can't wait to meet Mayegun. You see that Mayegun and Koiki, those guys, they said they have built mansions in Nigeria. Those guys have made millions from Yoruba Nation. I'm like, what in hell? Mayegun's diary political. It is not Mayegun's diary Yoruba Nation. It is not Mayegun's diary Biafra. It is not Mayegun's diary Arewa. It is Mayegun's diary political. You know that? I didn't know. The moment I raised that concern, that can we try something else? Can people actually press the neck of Benin Republic? No. Some told me, by the way, no, Mayegun, we are doing everything. We have paid these people. We have paid that people. We are now meeting with these people. We are meeting with that people. We are discussing about this. We are making some arrangements and all of that. And then behind all of that is actually what everyone is keeping. Behind all of that, there is so much rivalry of this one. This one is collecting money because they are collecting lawyers for Igboho. This one is collecting money because they are collecting lawyers for Igboho. That one is raising money. Everybody is raising money. Whatever it is. Now, the moment Mayegun said something about it, hey, this guy don't enter. This one said won't make, people like say this one won't make big money. And I made it very clear. I said my concern is not because I want to compete with those who have been doing it, because we have to say thank you to them. And if we feel like they are not giving us the report or the result we want, we can ask them if they need help. We can raise concerns. And I directed it straight to Ilanomo Odua. I said, Ilanomo Odua is the umbrella body. I can imagine other bodies under Ilanomo Odua. I can imagine other advocacy and so many other advocate group. I support everybody. I am just Mayegun, that guy. Oh boy, I didn't know that they actually opened the conversation about me. They did this, they did that. But that's not actually my concern. I was concerned that if these lawyers, they have been, the lawyer, what's that lawyer from Benin Republic. That one has become a superstar. Talking about Igboho, talking about this, talking about absolute nothing. Guess what? They are getting paid. They have lawyers from France that they said they are paying euros to. They pay them. I'm not saying they didn't pay them, but you should know why you are paying. I mean, a lawyer who get paid in euro should be able to say, "Oh, this is why Benin Republic is holding Igboho," so that people like us can then say, "Eh," you know what I mean? But they have been holding him, and they have been telling us, don't worry. Don't worry, we are working on it. We don't want any kind of what have you. And listen, I know all of you are watching me. I know you are watching me again. This is not me trying to. I know they do all this social media fight or what have you. I am just so concerned because Oloye Sunday Igboho is not just any other person. To myself as well, I didn't admire him from distance. I had a close encounter with him. We actually have a little bit of a close-up enough on several things. But when it comes to this particular one, if I have any ways or any means of making it better, because it doesn't deserve what is going on. So if you need help and they're asking for a better way out, somebody who is bold enough, legal team that are bold enough that they can walk straight into Benin Republic courts, Benin Republic's Attorney General's office, Benin Republic's High Court, go straight in there and ask them to give them the record of why they are holding Igboho. That's what I expect to happen now. But what we are seeing right now is a high-profile political game. And for those who have made a lot of money from Yoruba Nation, made a lot of money from Igboho, free Igboho, and what have you, asking us to actually do something to free Igboho. Nobody say they talk, say make go make your money. You have your friends who give you money for Igboho. But please, talking about Yoruba Nation in any way or giving support to organizations that we have identified as those who have genuinely promoted the Yoruba Nation or Yoruba, advocacy for Yoruba self-determination, right? We've done them. We've done everything to them, or for them, straight to them. So I know they collect donation for people. You know that, Abi? I know they collect. I don't get any donation for Yoruba Nation or any donation for Igboho or any donation for anything at all raised by Mayegun. So all of una where they make una quick money, just know that free Igboho genuinely requires all our genuine collaborations, right? This lawyer is handling it. That lawyer is handling it. These ones are paying that. These ones are paying that. Yet, none of them can tell us why is Benin Republic holding Igboho. They know that we are right, that they have hit what you can call legal brick wall. They know. They confirmed that to me. They spoke to me after that program. They said, yes, we have a kind of a hit a legal brick wall, but we are using other means too. Meanwhile, we have lawyers who are also trying other means. What are we trying? We are trying to raise sanction, to sanction the criminals in Nigeria. Great. But Igboho still got locked up there. Benin Republic continued to live their life. I was reading it online just about 2 days ago. They said Benin Republic jailed opposition leader, 10 years. Benin Republic, Nigeria, 5 and 6. So we need real people, real legal team who can actually go in and ask that question and come back and say, yes, we have spoken to them. They said they are holding Igboho for this reason, for that reason. Tell us what is going on. Then people can know where to channel their energy. If not, the Yoruba politicians are the ones telling the Benin Republic never to open their courts, never to give a date for Igboho's appearance, and they will never tell us why they are holding him for more than 6 months. Go there and find out. Don't just come back and tell us that Igboho is fine, Igboho is doing great. And everybody is, when people come here and they said, Mayegun, give us an update on Igboho. The only update I have for you on Igboho is that he is still in their prison there. Good enough. We can talk to him. Maybe not we. But I can talk to him. And I'm saying all of this because after talking to him, I realized that there has been so many unnecessary, and there has actually been some unnecessary wahala that were happening just before, unnecessary rivalry, unnecessary things because of money. So I'm not saying you should go and make your money on your YouTube, on your Facebook, or on your worldview, but you don't need to manufacture story. You don't need to manufacture lies. You don't need to do all that. We need the genuine people. Genuine people that will go in there and ask questions. And again, I'm not raising any money for that. I would rather say if the people who are there, if they genuinely are doing it, they should call out. We can call out onto Barrister Femi Falana, can't we? Falana will do it. There are other lawyers right there, right in Nigeria, bold enough to walk in, force the hand of Benin Republic to tell us what is going on, so that we don't just sit back and sit duck, So speculations and all of that, and then the manufacturing things to attack yourselves, fight yourselves. I didn't know people actually were making so much money talking about Yoruba Nation and what have you. I didn't know. And I'm talking about raising money on all these things we talk about. Lawyers are free, but we'll raise. I'm like, what's going on? So to those of you who are really doing something, call una serve, finalize all of una rancors and everything, all of una, they try to, the way we are doing it. Whenever you hear somebody else is talking about it, you all get triggered. Why are you all triggered after yourselves? Just because, you are supposed to be doing the same thing. Yoruba Nation, this is Yoruba Nation. This is IPOB Biafra. This is, everybody just do their own thing. The reason why I don't join groups anymore, the reason why I don't join an association, I don't join organization, I don't join anything anymore is because I tried it, I ran it. But trust me, Nigerians. So I decided to just be an advocate of trying to make everyone, like if you can't find your track, take a look around you, you can find your mission. Then my job is to possibly make it easier for you transitioning to such a life. I started the party, a political party, and I've shared the story with you many times. Characters of people who automatically feels like, wow, and Nigerians can imagine things a lot. Like the people who told themselves that Mayegun has made so much money from Yoruba Nation. Mayegun has made so much money from Free Igboho is built mansion in Nigeria. People live and love such fantasy a lot. They love it. Yes, I need to. I believe. I trust that guy. See how much money they generated. This blah 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 blah. They love it. They fantasize that, and therefore they want to probably, take their turn or force their turn. Koiki and gang, they raise money, millions of naira for radio station. Wow. Koiki and their friend, they raise a lot of money for security, for cars, for vans, for bus, for this, for that. Wow. they must have so much money. That mentality is mostly the mentality of people who end up finding themselves in the same group with you. Then at the end of the day, the mission, why everybody even came together in the first place, will be lost on many of them. Then the next thing will be, oh, this person hates us. That person is the enemy of this group. The other person is there. So I don't do groups. That's why I don't do group. I don't do association. I don't do member. You will never find me as member of any organization anywhere. You know why? Because I know they do member. I know they do it's our member. It's our, I know they do them. And I know they do leader. My leader is our leader. Some said they like me when I do my priest as the chief priest of. But for those of you who are doing it, I could not talk to myself. Old men, oh, they are not young people. Yoruba nation. But yet, we could not come up with the best legal team, the best one that will actually ask similar questions. Questions is what we are asking. Question. Wherever you need help, tell us. Go gather here, we'll go raise the money and say, okay, yeah, how much? You don't get the lawyer. I'm throwing it out to you now. 2021 is coming to an end. They told me to, don't worry, Mayegun, we are working on it. But we know that 2022 is almost here. By January 2022, hey, make una they look face, so they look everyone's face. They look their faces and look where they are now. By January, February 2022, you go to see your people. And as to so many of them, Igboho should never get involved, because Igboho not being there is a chance for some of them to mingle with their other Yoruba pretenders. So it's now left for some of us, especially some of us who are actually in the diaspora. I'm saying this to you because if those who spoke to me, I know they will all be sending me messages again. They will be trying to call me. They want to explain to me. Mayegun, listen, what we are trying to say is, well, keep Google messages into yourselves. I never used to entertain any phone calls from anyone anyway. But when it comes to this Yoruba, I just find it so hard to ignore the calls. But I will tell you this. In the last 3-4 months, that many of them have reached out to me with good intentions. They all have their good intentions with very good, lovely and what have you. But there's something I found. Everybody is walking in his own lane. They walk this lane. That one, they walk this lane. This one, they walk in their own lane. Everybody give themselves different title, different names, different groups. And then they are always suspicious of each other. And the funniest thing is that they know themselves. And I know they are watching me right now. They know themselves. And I asked them, why can't you just all work together and we'll still agree on the same things? Baba Akintoye is our leader. Can't we just do it that way? No, we cannot do no, you don't know them. You cannot try, they are the one work. So, Yoruba Nation, no, you know what I'm talking about? We cannot just be the stumbling block, the stumbling block for us to really get a proper legal representation for Oloye Sunday Igboho. I'm saying this because I don't want to call anybody out yet. I don't want to call anyone out. Oh, 2021 is coming to an end. My friends continue to ask me, what are you doing what are we going to do to free Oloye Sunday Igboho? So we might have to take it upon ourselves. Yeah, we might have to. I mean, if we feel like this is not working, we can do it. And I'm saying it again. All of you who are actually in charge, all of you, our leaders in different groups, all of you now, we're there everywhere, all over the world. Remember it tonight, right? If this is just about money for you, your day of reckoning is numbered. And that is why when you go around now, when you go around some of our platforms where they were supposed to be enlightening us about Yoruba Nation, how the Yoruba people can get this, how Yoruba people, why we need Yoruba Nation, this and that, to be educating our people in this time using different platforms, you will see that more than half of them, if they are not making up stories, if they're not cooking up indefensible rubbish, they are attacking themselves. They are cursing themselves. They are doing things that will make you feel like, man, this Yoruba Nation self not they interesting again. You get what I mean? So you will fizzle out eventually. But for those of us who have actually put in a lot, because I've seen people who have put in a lot too. I have met people who have genuinely walked the talk. They have spent their resources. They've traveled far and near to talk about why the Yoruba should begin to think. We should begin to think about self-determination and what have you. So to all these people who are actually trying to eventually make it look like a joke. So I've seen genuine people, and I'm talking to those genuine people now. You see, the last few days we have in 2021, we will use this last 3 weeks to put a final studies on those who have been telling us about Yoruba Nation and those who have been telling us about their defense and what do you call it, the legal team they put together for Oloye Sunday Igboho. You get what I mean now? And I'm going to try as well, I'm going to try as well and, make some reach out to make some expose. Speak to family members of Igboho, speak to people who are closer to him, people who are in the know. Bring them on camera. Bring all this together. Because we need to do something, though. Because you will realize that Igboho not being in Nigeria as we speak, the only beneficiary of that are the Yoruba politicians. So it is not Fulani, it is not Tinubu. So it's not Buhari or anybody. No matter what they tell you, the beneficiary of Igboho remaining in Benin Republic custody, the beneficiary are the Yoruba politicians. Same thing goes to my Biafran brothers and sisters. The beneficiaries of the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu, they are not the Yorubas. They are the Igbo politicians. Buhari is just like somebody who loves to keep a trophy. So, a criminal government that trampled on people's rights, and it gets away with it. Rather, it actually gets praised by the court jesters, but it keeps them like trophies, and therefore, the Igbo politicians will say, "Oh, since Nnamdi Kanu is not here, he won't tell people not to vote and the rest of that." Even though they are wrong, they are mistaken. You know what that has become now today anyway, the detention of Nnamdi Kanu. You see what that is? Well, but it's still to their advantage. It's not to any Yoruba man's advantage. Same thing with us in Yoruba land. Every time the Igboho or any Yoruba Nation rally is conducted anywhere and Igboho is in attendance and this massive rally comes out and they see the video, they continue to think if this is allowed before election, there will be no election genuinely, because majority of the people will just be like, this is what they want now. They don't want election. And if you now see, since Oloye Sunday Igboho has been, arrested, have you not noticed that they were able to now continue their different political rallies and pretending that there's nothing going on in Yoruba land? Although we say thank you to all of you who actually came out in Akure today who came out in Akure today to remind everyone that Igboho is not forgotten. That's the most we can do. We continue to remind them until we have a proper legal team that will actually come out. So if his own lawyers, current lawyers, can come out and say, okay, we want to tell you the truth now. Oh yeah, tell us, why is Benin Republic holding Igboho? There must be a crime before anybody can lock you up. There must be something. So if they come out tomorrow and tell us, okay, they are holding him for this reason, we can then say, okay, what have you done then to probably demand for a court appearance? Give us the timeline of what you have done. Have you written them? At least show us that you have written their courts many times. Show us that you have written their legal system or their legal department, anything that you need to write. Show us that you have written their president as a lawyer. These are the things you can do as a lawyer for somebody like, an activist like Oloye Sunday Igboho. Those are the things that we expect them to be putting into the public. So people will not be saying, they are holding him. They are holding him because of this. When this whole thing started, though, when this thing started in July, remember, I was able to give you the background step by step of what was happening, the day he was stopped, the day he appeared in court, everything. You were all able to say, okay, this is the reason why you. Until they said, oh, they got to the last judge. The last judge said, oh, they didn't tell him. No, we are not investigating him because he is traveling through Benin Republic or because he's declared wanted by Nigeria. We arrested him for something different. So I have to send him back to prison. That was what his lawyer told us. In since July, that was what his lawyer told us. They said that the judge said, and that is the judge that should say, okay, you should go or you should go to prison. Now they got to that one and he said, no, they didn't tell you. I was like, tell me what? Oh, we are not charging you for because Nigeria is looking for you. No, that's not why. We are charging you for something different. So I want them to investigate it. And that lawyer actually played a smart one on all of us. Honestly speaking, every time I remember that interview, I feel angry. A lawyer faced the judge. Oloye Sunday Igboho was there in July 2021. They were both there. And the judge said, oh, sorry, we are not investigating him because Nigeria declared him wanted. Okay, why are you investigating him? Oh, we are investigating him for something different. I'm going to send you back to the first judge. So investigating him for what? No, I'm sending you to the first judge. And the guy just came out and he told us that they are sending the case back to the first judge. It is that first judge that will now look at the case. He will investigate and he will now give us a date. Like the guy just scam, like, I don't know. I never really want to use that word, but the guy just scam us. I'm not a lawyer, okay? But does that make any sense? And guess what? I have been asking, and I've been trying not to make it, something like, oh, well, I've been asking, what is that thing? Tell us. They can't tell me. All of them that spoke to me, they couldn't tell me. Do you know what they are holding Igboho for? Did they tell his lawyer? So how are you putting up a defense for him if you don't know why they are holding him? And you said you are working to get him out. We are talking to this person, we are talking to that person, we are using legal this and that. Mayegun, don't worry, don't raise any money yet. Don't do that yet. Oh boy. About 3 groups, they told me the same thing. Mayegun, don't worry. Hold on, we are working on it. That one came. Mayegun, don't worry. We are working on it. Don't raise any money yet. I saw your broadcast. Okay. The other one came. Mayegun, don't worry about the lawyers yet. There is this person doing this. Yeah. They said the same thing. Don't worry. We are working on it. Nobody could tell me. And people they tell me, say, you see that Mayegun, the guy don't build mansion for Lagos. He don't make money die on top of Yoruba nation. You see? Yet I have no clue about what they are doing. And when you ask them the right questions, they just tell you to wait. We are working on it. I be somebody where we say they ask questions everywhere. If I talk to you, I talk to that person, I talk to this person, I get the tone he's talking, and I'm like, even though if all of you, if you are genuine, the fact that you are all working at different cross purposes is giving you up already. It's not working. It's so bad, they are suspecting themselves. This one do this one do that. Just get out of the way and then get to Louis Sunday go out of that place. Okay, all of you. I've just told you now. Go there. Even if you pay anybody 10,000 euro, if you pay anybody $10,000 or whatever, even if you spend your own $10,000, won't you want to know why you are spending the $10,000? Won't you want to go in there and ask questions that what's in the guy do? Eh? So people go out there, they make up stories, and they told me, they said, Mayegun, they did a program on you. The day you said that Oloye Sunday Igboho's legal team and the rest of them should tell us if we need to hire somebody who can actually take up the case enough to take Benin Republic up. I said, why would anybody do broadcast on me? To waiting be my own. That's, Baba, you don't know, say you want spoil business. The moment where you talk, say you want raise money, you want do this, you want do that. Some people don't they raise money for Igboho tape. Some people don't they do all these things. And I said, then why should anybody go and then like what do you think about what Mayegun said? So I know they do social media fights. I know they do this thing. Instead of me to do social media fight with anybody, I'll come back with newly coined names for all of them, then smash them up, then forget about them. But Igboho is involved, okay? And please, I'm begging you, all of you, this Baba, all these old men in Yoruba nation struggle, all of you, so all of you, most of you are living abroad. Wherever it is, that is your real intention, because all of them are the accusing herself. This one, I didn't know that they actually had their own beef against Igboho because they raised money for security. You see that money they sent to they raised for getting buses, getting Okada, getting all these things for those who goes into the rallies or those who go into the forest and those who actually do the real security job behind the scene that they are not really, popularized and all of that. You see, when they raise that money, many people who are doing Yoruba Nation, they are already angry that you raise money online. You wanna raise how much? 10 million, maybe 15 million. How much you wanna raised? Wanna raise that much money? You can't give them to Igboho. Which level now? They have been doing Yoruba Nation for the past 3 years. We have been spending our money, and you raise such money and you give it to somebody just because he's talking about security. All of them I don't know. That's why I said I don't want to call people out. You see all this politics, all this game, all of them they play behind the scene simply because Igboho has always kind of been a threat to some extent that you are somehow happy to see him go. So it's no longer out there to be saying, America, London, Europe, everywhere. Therefore, Russia, see how Igboho is not there today now. And then it might be a good business for some of you. So I don't want to call you out. I'm just saying it to you, all of you directly now. All this nonsense game. Kuna kotam. All of you. And if you don't, we'll give you to the rest of for the rest of the year. And we'll take it on from there from next year. Maybe that will be a challenge then. It's no longer a concern. Okay. So I just thought I should say something about that. I'm tired of people asking me, Mayegun, what is update? Mayegun, what is update? The update is terrible. The update is not impressive. And it is not because people are not doing something, but they are not doing them at cross purposes. Like everybody doing their own thing. They suspect themselves. Last, nothing is really taking effect. And when I spoke to them, the real people who are doing something, I found out that it's like chasing the shadow. Chasing shadow. And then creating distraction where there is none. Trying to create problems where there is none. Trying to create gaslight people. You know what I mean? They call people names. They accuse this one, accuse that one. Or is this one, is that one that is giving us problem. Pointing fingers among themselves. So we hope they will fix that. If they don't, we'll change the whole conversation in January. Genuinely, we'll change it from January. Okay? And if anybody tries to play any hanky-panky, you know, those social media madness that people love, they kind of enjoy, right? We know how to deal with them in a way. You get what I mean now? So I'm saying this to some of you as well, our brothers and sisters. Omo Dudu Arele. Hey, Omo Luabi. If you want to talk, use your platform. There's a lot you can tell us about why Yoruba deserves our own country, why Yorubas. And you know, you should be doing that to convince so many other people who are still not here, neither here nor there. You know what I mean now? So if you do that for us, that will be contributing to the progress of the Yoruba nation. Do that for us. That's what I do. Okay? If I have my chance here, I put Nigeria on the table. I slice Nigeria, slice Nigeria. When I finish slicing everything, I give everybody your own share. Tell you how Nigeria they affects you, how Nigeria can happen to you, whether you love Nigeria, whether you don't like Nigeria, whether you voted for them in Nigeria, whether you are not voting for anybody, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, whether you are from the north or from the south. When I slice Nigeria on my own, on this altar here, I give everybody your own share. So people sit down here and say, this is how Nigeria affects me. This is how Nigeria affects me. So I do that all the time. You can dedicate all your time to just Yoruba Nation. Tell us how much we should all be coming together. I told you about grassroots mobilization, not social media mobilization. Grassroots mobilization for those of you who are actually down back there. The most you can do is this: say, organize. You talk to people. You tell them why it is indeed appropriate for us to come together, and why what we stand to gain when we come together and build together. I mean, we've done it before. Make that your research. There's so much you can show us. There's so much you can tell out there, rather than whatever this says, this scheme some of you are pulling up out there. Go on Google right now and type in fundraiser donation for Sunday Igboho. It will shock you. You will see some of those mushroom people who set up different things. Some were even setting up a legal fee for Sunday Igboho. Go on Google now and search for it. Donations for Igboho. You will be shocked. So I'm just saying this to all of you. From next year, we'll go tell them as a B. We'll call you your names. We'll tell everybody where they go on. You get what I mean now? So we just want genuine people. We are not blaming you yet for why they are holding Igboho. But what we are saying now is that, number one, if you don't know why they are holding him, and people are collecting money as his lawyers, and they can't tell us why they are holding him, then they are not lawyers. Even me, Barrister Mayegun, in my own court here, small court here, if I put together letter, paper, everything, and I write a real letter, if I write a real letter to the president there and say, I am from the Mayegun and Mayegun chambers, I don't even know, LLB chambers, I don't know. The president will read it and then he will know that I'm asking, tell us, why are you holding my client? His lawyers can't tell us why they are holding him. How does that make us feel? How do you think that makes us feel? So all this rivalry and all this nonsense that some of you probably, God knows how much social media is given to you. But please don't attach my name to any of those Yoruba Nation fundraiser or any Yoruba Nation or Igboho fundraiser or anything that I never tell you myself. All right. So yes, when we were raising money back then, those who were organizing them, I brought them onto my Egun's Diary Political. We showed our own support. We contributed on our own way. I mean, our own ways. Just same way we contribute to so many other things that my Egun has said. Would you love to reach out to these people? And people say, yeah, my Egun, why not? So we do that all the time. I don't collect people money. And don't think all this super chats. This super chat you see on my Egun's Diary Political. Now me get on 100%. Okay. It's crazy, right? When you see super chat or super sticker on my Egun's Diary Political, right? Somebody just gave me a $5. Now, you see yourself, who be that? Kamzi. Who is Kamzi? Don't worry. Kazim, I'll deal with Kamsi later. So if somebody give me $5, right? Out of the $5, YouTube will give me $2.60. Is that what you spend in America? Cents, dollars and cents, right? So, and that comes to me. That is mine as a content creator. Okay. So, and I don't fancy house or big mansion like some of you have been projecting. Okay. But even though I've used my platform to raise a lot of money, supporting different causes, because I've got good friends who does that with me. All right. But I am not somebody who fancy big houses, fancy cars and all of that stuff. All right. So I haven't built a mansion anywhere because I don't need one. I don't live in Nigeria. Therefore, I don't need a house in Nigeria. So if you see anything out there, that's some of these wearies, they are everywhere. Some of these wearies are projecting. It is simply because somehow there is going to be a day that we will call the day of reckoning. Okay, all of you making those dirty money and what have you, don't worry. You will be taken care of. Time will take care of you. So we hope that those who have hidden behind the curtains most of the time to put their, to put their stunts, put their diplomatic stamp, food stamp, and think it's working for them. You see the difference between here and there. Let's say not T here, there, T, and that T stands for time. To those of you who are still loading on, because wherever hope you are building in Nigeria, whatever return you are expecting from your investment in Nigeria, yeah, sorry, Skade Joseph, you are right. It is, I know somebody said I should expose them. But you see, exposing them is not really the thing. I've said enough. You all know that I've said enough. Enough to tell you that there's so much that is not right. All right? And there are people who have monetized that. They may not see it as a bad thing. Okay? Because you know what they are doing is that because the situation has put them in a position of trust that people can say, oh, I'm going to give you. Is it about Igboho? Oh yeah, I'll give money. Oh, is it about Yoruba Nation? Oh, I'll give you money. That's some trust that events in the last 6 months, in the last 1 year, has kind of been, bestowed on so many people. Many people just win the trust of other people because of Yoruba Nation, because of Igboho and the rest. But if that is being threatened now, mentioning them or naming them won't really change much, because the mad things they are doing is that because it's making them money somehow, I don't know how much, they therefore considered anyone or any group that comes up with any idea that is related to either the same Yoruba Nation this or about a free Oloye Sunday Igboho, they see them as, threats. That why do you want to do it? Why are you interested? We are doing it already. Do you want to go and tell the people that you are the one doing? It becomes a threat instead of something to see as a welcome helping hand. That is the only thing I have against most of them, okay? Because they are watching me right now. I don't have any, you see, if you now they make una money there, I don't care. People will give you their money, they give you the money willingly, voluntarily. You see all this super chat, super sticker, they are called voluntary donation. You get what I mean? What I mean? It's voluntary, which means now you think I'm going to give this guy. Oh, what he said, just I'm going to give her 1 million naira. Oh, I'm going to give her 10 million naira. it is voluntary. So I don't have any problem with that. What I'm saying is that you should never say because of what Yoruba Nation has brought up for you, because of the trust that you have earned because of all of this, and leave an innocent man in jail when we can actually all use all resources we have, including the one I suggested. What is wrong with that? If not that people feel like people talk about glory, they want to take glory this, glory that. Babati, I saw your message. Well, I saw your comment where you said, is Mayegun ready to come to, where again? I think you said New York and Florida to speak to the audience of 200 to 300 people. Babati, don't worry. I'm going to have a career break at work. I'm going to get a career break from work in the next 2 days, right? Then I'm going to go for this 3-month training on cybersecurity. Then I'm just giving you my plan for 2022 now, okay? So then I am going to possibly, take a break from working and take a tour. I'm going to come to America. I'm going to go to Canada. I'm going to go everywhere when it's easier to do so. So, Babati, I saw your message or your comment, and hopefully we will make that happen. I want to do that physically. I don't want to speak to 1,000 people, 2,000 people on YouTube or wherever you only. I want to speak to 2,000 people in a hall. I want to stand before you and speak directly to you. I mean, directly to you, where you know that it doesn't even need to write anything down. I don't have to write anything down because I can, if you can enjoy me here, you are going to even love it more when I am not here. So, Babati, I beg, no wait till next year. Call out these mofos, the years, milking Igboho and using his name to make money. I won't worry. I'm with you. Naming them is actually will be a good thing, but come on, this is Mayegun's Diary Political for now. The intention is not to go after them. The intention is to tell them that whatever it is they are doing to help us bring Oloye Sunday Igboho out, I love it when they do it legally. But any other things they are doing, of course, they have till the end of December 2021. By the 1st of New Year, I think it will be really, really a good thing to do, right? To take this up in a different way. And I have my way that I've already been discussing with people, okay? Trust. Then Yinka, thank you very much for your super chat as well. Great. Check out Yinka Adeyemi on substack.com. It's not behind the firewall. Read and promote. His core writing focuses on self-determination. For those of you who probably have seen this on your screen, you can give that a shot. Check Yinka Adeyemi on substack.com. Okay. Things like that. Writing focuses on self-determination. There's this our great brother. I can't remember his full name right now. I think something as Sebe or so. He lives in England, and I think he is the leader of Ilanomo Udua for the UK. This kind of arrangement where people get to meet one-on-one, community organizing, so to say, right? Locally and internationally, these are the areas I would love to see Yoruba Nation agitators, working on. I want to see that the communities built here in the UK. I've been invited to the IPOB meeting in Glasgow. I missed the last one. They forgot to invite me. So eventually they have told me now that they want me to be at their next meeting. I will be there here in Glasgow. We have those who have also been organizing Ilanomo Odua meetings in Manchester, in Liverpool, in London, right? All you need to do is just look out there. We have good writers. Many of you are great writers, articles, good researchers, good writers. Write something about self-determination, please. publish them in local and international media, okay? Get them over there in Nigeria. Let them publish them about self-determination, researches, videos, contents that help promote the ideology. You see all of this, they are more potent and more powerful than the weapons, the bullets, the guns that some people would rather want us to quickly chase and go after, okay? So, Yinka, thank you very much for that. I've got Peter Man. Oh, Peter Man. Those are the veterans. Peter Man said, please, Mayegun, on your world tour, I beg, no go Kenya. I no one see your face for DSS jail, I beg. We love you too much. My face is not better than Nnamdi Kanu's face, you know that. My face is not better than that of Omoyele Showore's face, you know that. My face, in fact, is not better than that of so many of our brothers and sisters that are being locked up right now in Nigeria. But I get your drift, okay? I won't go to Kenya. I'll try to avoid all these places where Buhari and gang, they have their drag nets. Because as they say, no matter what you say, a lion in the wild is more useful, respected than a lion in a cage. So, Peter Man, thank you very much for that. So I want things that are practical, where everyone will do their own part in a way. Some of them will talk about them. Some of them won't talk about them because they are discreet and you can't talk about them without exposing them. And then day by day, we are learning to relate with ourselves. Those who are working day and night to organize the local vigilantes, local security agents here and there, building a rapport, among themselves, local communities, providing little security that's somehow continue to give our people a leverage. You know what I mean now? So we should build more on that. Okay, our Biafran brothers, my IPOB brothers and sisters, and what have you, I've always told you that no matter what the difference is, right? If I should come up here every now and then to tell you all that is going on inside the struggle for Yoruba nation and what have you, it is not going to help anybody. Okay, there are ways you can, actually manage things among ourselves. If we know they fight, if we know they disagree, sometimes, I say, we probably would never really know the boundary and what have you. So I encourage us, no matter what it is, there is nothing as powerful as that unity, the unity that some people called craze. That's what they say sometimes about the Biafrans. They say Biafrans, the IPOB members, they are crazy people. You get what I mean? I don't know if people have told you that many times, or if you have heard that before. Like, oh, more be careful, or the IPOB votrons on social media. They know they take joke. Think before you joke. Think before you do sarcasm, and think before you come out there to condemn them. If you want to criticize them, make sure you get your facts about what you want to criticize them for. So think and well, that they crazy, they're mad gone. IPOB on social media, they know they take on like that too. You see that energy, that what's it they call it again? Camaraderie, brotherhood, something that just one united vision drives Biafra. That you should always remember that. I will say again, tearing yourselves apart and tearing yourselves down, as we are seeing every now and then, no matter what you see it as, there is a time you put a break on some things, and then there are those who are saddled with the responsibility of doing that. Okay, when temper is rising, when the blood is boiling, when everyone is almost losing it, that is when people of righteousness, let me use that word, or people of common sense, they will move in. They'll put a pedal on it, a brake on it, because you can't You can't do this divided. We can't do this divided in any way. Okay. And I hope that in no time, we will be we'll be forging enough, kind of enough strong force than what we have witnessed from the second part of this year. We are still cleaning that up, okay? So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. To everyone as well who has used, who used this moment as well to remind me that I am rubbish. Thank you for your time. And to my regular friends who've managed to, to wiggle it together, the time difference between the UK, Nigeria, and the rest of the world, we've managed to wiggle the whole thing together. Thank you. And to those who are just joining me as well, so thank you. You might just have to rewind the video, right? Just move it back, and you can watch from the wherever you want to watch from the beginning, rather. Okay. So I'm going to see everyone some other time. And to my friends on YouTube, do me a favor. Okay, you've been here for so long, up to this moment. All right, like that video just before you go, and don't forget, in everything you do, there's a problem, not the finish show. All right, make sure you drink water, drink Hennessy if you have to, grab some brandy, whiskey, or whatever you. Trouble, not the finish. As we they try to talk one, another one they come. Have you heard about Akwa Ibom? You haven't. Like that video. I'll see you some other time. Good night.
In the whole of Akwa Ibom, the number of witches and wizards that we have presently, not everybody can talk about that. Because this is a serious power. We have 2.3 million witches and wizards in Akwa Ibom. 2.3 million.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Tí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gbà rìbá. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Ayégun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Ayégun ti dé